I'll go over how to use some of the functionality of the Pextra cloud environment. For a start, if you want to know what version of the cloud environment you're using, you can look at the top left. Currently, we see that we are using the version 1.37.1. So on this server page, you can see some information about it, like the CPU information and the CPU usage, the memory information and its usage, and so on. I'll now try to deploy an instance on this server. I'll use server 2 as an example. So I go and click on server 2 and choose the option deploy. Now on the deploy screen, I'll pick the instance type. Here we have different options currently. One is the quick emulator instance type and the other is the Linux container. For now I'll pick the QEMU version. For an image, I'm going to pick installing the Debian X. I'll give an instance name. And I can add in any information if I need to. On the hardware tab, I'll pick 4 virtual CPUs and 4 GB of RAM. On the storage tab, I'm going to add 2 volumes, each of 1 GB. So I pick the local from the storage pool, and I repeat the process again with 1 volume again from local and 1 GB. On the network tab, I'll add the default SV switch 1 that's available and VM group as the port group. On the summary tab, I can then look at all the summary of the information that I've provided and then finish this off with the confirm by clicking on the confirm button. Once you do that, you will see the action getting reflected at the bottom in this task list. So here we just created a new instance, so it shows the task of create and it powered on that instance as well. Hence you can also see this green arrow showing that it's currently connected. You can also see the connected mentioned here. You can see the connected mentioned here when I click on the instance. Now I'm going to try to add devices. So I've clicked on that instance in which I want to add the device. I go to resources, and because when we are adding or attaching devices, we need to restart the instance. So for now, I'll just stop this instance, install or attach the devices, and then start the machine again. So I'll go ahead and attach the first device. Here I'll add here in the device types, there are different options on what device you can pick. For now, I'll pick the random number generated device. I'll give it a name. You just have to be careful about the names you pick. There's some description on the naming scheme that's needed when you pick the device names. You can type in some information, and for the device configuration, I'll just use the dev random path. So I click on confirm, and you can see that's a success. And as I mentioned earlier, you would need to reboot reboot that instance, and so we are going to start the machine later on. I'll close this, and then I'll attach one more device. For example, the trusted platform module. Again, you can add a description if you want, and for the model device configuration, I'll just add the TPM interface specification and the latest version 2.0, and then click confirm. Again, you can see that it succeeded, so I'm going to close. You can then see the list of the volumes and the devices you have added here in this page. I'll now start the machine so that we have access to these devices. Again, at the bottom you can see that we have just powered it down and then we powered it up, and so the tasks list these actions. Now let's say I want to get the details of some of the devices or volumes in my instance. So I'm going to click on the console tab. Here it's showing that it's connecting, to the machine. So we'll just wait for a few minutes for the machine to get started. And now that it's up, I'm going to give some commands in here. So the first command I can do is to look at the volumes I created. I'm just going to do the lsblk command. Here you can see we had created two volumes or disks of 1 GB each. So you can see that as VDA and VDB here. I'll go ahead and format one of these disks using the mkfs command. And I'm going to use the ext4 file system. So you can see that the formatting was successful. I'm just going to mount that disk to the mount directory so that I can just create a sample file in that directory. So now I'm going to create a file. I'll just use the dd utility, which mainly just we can just pass in some data. For now I'll just pass some random data that generated using our random number generator into the file, and I'll give the block size as 1 MB with the number of blocks as say 3, so it'd be about a 3 MB file. And I guess that's it just shows that it has created this 3 MB file. You can obviously look at your file by typing in the ls command. Now if you want to look at some details about your devices, you can use the dmessage command. So this gives me information about the trusted platform module that I attached earlier. Similarly, I can get some information about the random number generated device that I attached earlier. So this is how we can use the console screen to get more information. Now I'll try to set up backups of the data that we have on our instance. So for that I'll go to the backups tab, and then here I'll press on create backup. As you can as you can see, it shows the two volumes of 1 GB that I've created. I'll pick up the backup method as pause. I'll just leave it. For the storage pool, I pick up local. So this is where the backup will be stored. For now, for the encryption, I just leave it as is, and I click on backup. So you can see again in the task list below that it's actually backing up currently and currently in running state. So we'll just wait a little bit till the backup completes. This is mainly going to be backing up any files that you have. So here you can see that the backup is complete. So I might have to just refresh the screen. Yep. So here's the backup instance, the .pxi file. And it has created the backup of 4 MB. We had we had created a file of 3 at the least, so it's added some backup from that file and any additional information it needed. To see more details about the backup, you can click on this backup info icon. Here you'll just get all the details about the backup. In addition, if you want to restore the backup using this particular backup, you can click on the icon to restore the backup. You can pick the image name. The image name already comes from the choice you had made. But you can pick the different options. For example, whether you want to overwrite an existing volume or create a empty volume or so on. If you did want to restore it, you could just click restore. So for now, I'm not going to restore it. In addition, there is also support to download the backup to your local disk, and if you want, you can delete this backup mainly by clicking on the delete icon and typing in destroy. And that should be it. Now, as I mentioned in the resources tab, as I mentioned earlier, we have the list of volumes and the devices. So for the volumes, you can click on this expand icon, and if you would like, you can also resize these volumes. So here's an option of increasing it by a delta of say 1 to make it a 2 GB disk, and you have this option of a live resizing or not. For now, I'm going to leave this volume as is. Now I'll show an example of managing pools. For that, I go to the cluster level, which is the lab 44. So you can see the lab information about this cluster here, and the cluster information in short also mentioned here. I now can go to storage and create a pool. So I'm going to give pool name for now as my pool 3, and for the pool type you can pick different options here. For now I'll just leave it as a directory. Again, you can type in the description you want, and I'll give a path here, say mount data 9. So here it shows you the list of the pools that are available, and you can further use this as you need. For now I'm just going to go ahead and just delete the pool because I don't need it. The next thing I'll do is I'll look at jobs at a cluster level. So here I can schedule jobs for say backing up or for replication. So I'm going to create a new job here. Here we can specify the cron expression, but we have an AI assist feature that makes it a little easier if you don't remember the cron expression. So I can type in something like every day at 3 p.m. and just use the AI assist feature, which will then create the cron tab for you. So here you can also click in to verify that this cron expression is correct by clicking on the cron tab.guru link. For example, I just clicked on that link and it shows me that this looks good. I can type in a description. So here the job type, as I mentioned, you can either backup or replicate, and so I'm just picking the backup option now, and I'm going to mention server 2. So in the associations, I'm going to click on all instances of this node and pick on server 2, and then in the job configuration I just pick in, let me pause when I'm backing up, and I'll use local as where the backup will be stored. So I click on create, and as you can see it has created this backup instance, and it will basically run as scheduled. So I had shortly mentioned about the AI assist feature, and I'll talk a little more on the next screens about how to use this. So under the hood, the system was calling ChatGPT to convert the natural language text into the cron expression, and Pextra will be adding more AI assist features that make it easier for you to use the system. For now I'm just going to delete this backup because I don't want it to be active for now. So going to the most high level here at the Pextra Labs option here, you'll see that we have the AI providers tab. So in this AI providers tab, you can see that we have the OpenAI already put in place for this system here. And if I actually did want to use another AI provider, I could click on that option, pick the any of the providers that I need, or even have some custom one for example Llama or Llama Studio, and pick the API keys, URLs, and model names based on the provider I pick. So these AI LLMs will then help in the AI assist features that will be added by Pextra. In addition, there is documentation in the user guide. So you can go to the documentation by clicking up here on the top right and clicking on user guide. This is an example. I'll show how we can use the LLM's text file. So if you just click on the search items and click search for LLMs, you'll see that we do have LLM's text file, which is just a markup of all the documentation. So what you can do is you can feed in all this markup documentation into your own LLM and then ask it questions. This just makes it easier for you to ask questions instead of searching and trying to figure things out. If you have a good LLM model, it'll probably give you the steps and also any other questions you need from this documentation. That's it for now. Thanks for listening.